sorry for him, man. He's just a cold motherfucker.
Yeah. Grand morning, grand rising, what the business is. I'm black, I understand what white privilege is. They say we ghetto cause we want more for our fellows. To not get scammed and lose all their crypto. I grab the cello, make the sound of falsetto. I'm a priest, I don't break what's confidential. Factual, only deal with what's essential. Higher standards, you thinking backwards. If this was back in the day, you could roll up into backwoods. Or get slump body found in the backwoods. I got excited so my wife gave a Blackwoods. Not abusive things, I mean it was that good. Test me, I wish a nigga really would. The news said he got left where he stood. Nah, open the scroll of papyrus. Knowledge deeper than Osiris. I throw the shells when I'm divining. Charity work, peace to all the Shriners. Mystical champions and esoteric writers. Allow misfortune to fall on whoever divides us.
Godly. The more I jot a flow, the more it's copied. War my hobby. I practiced on the fly and caught a body. Y'all could try me. My future said I could go forward blindly. Writing on pages made the paper tenfold. It's origami. I can perform a rhyme that probably rob your supporters. Got so much dope in the notebook it gets stopped at the border. Back against the wall, ain't bothered, it's normal. Shot so many fades on the block, I'm comfortable when boxed in the corner. Memorize the way, make your trip to the hospital shorter. Knocking a quarter off them in chronological order. Half them rappers lack substance. Platinum plaques, nothing. Got more back-to-back punches than my battle rap functions. Ain't weaving these haymakers. These two are faith breakers. Body shots make you feel like you're squeezed in a waist trainer. Believe you in grave danger. Don't matter if you claim that you got heart. All that means is you'll leave with a pacemaker. No re.
Do you know why I put you over?
Cause I was at the stop sign for too long?
Yeah, what's up with that? Why was you just sitting there?
I was just waiting for it to turn green.
I feel it's better than running through it. Where you headed?
I'm headed home.
Okay, where you live?
With my parents.
Okay, and where do your parents live?
They live with me.
Okay, and where do you all live?
We all live together.
Okay, so where's your house?
It's next to my neighbor's house.
And where's your neighbor's house?
Ooh, you wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Try me.
Next to my house.
Step out the car, please.
I'm going to jail?
Yep.
What's going on? What up? What up? What up? What's happening? Yeah. We in the building. We in the building. All right. I don't like to do anything for nothing. But let me explain what I'm talking about. I feel like sometimes you got to do things even when you don't want to do it. Like now. I'm trying to. There's an entire life going on out here. You know, like, I enjoy streaming, though. I'm not going to lie. I do. I enjoy streaming. But what I'm not going to do is force something to happen, right? I'm not going to force this. This is not something that, contrive out of nowhere. I don't write things down. I just let things flow. And this Fibonacci Glizzy episode is just going to be that. It's just going to be that, letting things flow. And I'm discovering that sometimes people have a hard time allowing things to just be. Right? People have a hard time doing that. Good day to you, Jason Smith. What's happening? Hope you're doing well. Not gonna keep y'all too long for real. This time, I'm gonna stick to that. I'm trying to stick to my guns and do things within a certain reasonable time period. And every time I say that, something else happens. But let's go. There's just always going to be something going on in this crypto space, man. There's never a dull moment. There's never a dull moment. People think they got everything right. Their way is the best way. And in the end, no one cares except you. And maybe someone else who might think like you. And hopefully the prices of whatever you care about goes up. Because outside of that, it's just like, yo, what are you going to do? I used to be a fake type of person going after like rebelling and revolting against scammers. I used to do that a lot years ago. That got me nowhere, to be honest with you. Yo, you fighting, you yelling, screaming, yelling, trying to create all this noise, letting the people know, listen, these folks over here are scammers. The majority of individuals won't care, even when they get fleeced by the people who you are identifying as scammers. Folks simply don't care. Now, let me say this. It's not as if folks are not going to be pissed off that they got rugged. 7 years ago, rug pull wasn't a term. It was exit scam. But of course, as time goes by, people say different things now. More, the culture expands, and you have people saying different things to describe getting exit scammed, getting rugged. This thing, people won't care, and they don't. You have folks who are around here in this community that have promoted projects that turned out to be garbage. You have folks that promoted projects that have hurt people because people gambled, lost money. What do you think has happened? Nothing. Maybe a couple people here and there. Maybe had to be in some type of courtroom, right? Far and few got locked up over the years, but I'm not going to talk about Silk Road and all that because that was before my time. You have some outliers here too, folks ending up in suitcases and things like that. Disgusting stuff, disgusting work, nasty stuff going on. People even, there's some bad things to themselves where they're no longer alive. Facts. Like, this is real stuff. But like for the most part, people just go into wherever, come back however, and you don't know if they're around or not, because guess what? We can't control all this. We can't control what's going on here. We can't. So I see a group of people talking about, oh, we've been talking about all these scammers. We've been letting y'all know about the scammers. We've been letting y'all know about the scammers. And you've been letting the world know about the scammers, and it's been business as usual. So what do you do? What can you do? What does an end user like myself do? Because I'm not a builder. I'm not a computer coder, programmer, blah, blah, blah. I'm not a developer. I don't, so regular schmegular. So what can a person like me do? Do my research, pick what I like, and make it work for me. That's it. Make it work for me. Not drive myself crazy like y'all be doing every single day. A lot of y'all drive yourselves crazy every single day. To what end? For what? For what? We waiting for charts, waiting for green candles. DJ Bomber, what's going on? We waiting for charts, waiting for green candles, waiting for a bunch of different things. And at the same time, you're going to drive yourself crazy because you feel like you're right and everyone else is wrong. What type of quality of life is that? It's not cool. It's not cool at all. It's not. And so right now, it's like I'm uninspired. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm uninspired, completely uninspired. And it's been a while since I felt like this. Like, you know, it's not that I'm, you know, against DeFi or anything like that. I'm in it to win it. But as far as like what's going on here, the news is whatever. I don't do crypto news like that. That's just whatever. The stuff going on here is just like blasé. It's the same old until, you know, the stuff I'm waiting for is what a lot of people who know are waiting for. October to come around. But be careful coming to NYC. Be careful. Make sure you have a plan. You got something going on. It ain't safe in these streets like that. Don't sleep. But we're waiting for October to come around, blah, 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 see what's what, whatever. Right? Watching to see what happens with this market overall, bull market. The real bull market. We want to see the real bull. We want to see the real horns of this bull market piercing through the hearts and minds of all the haters. We're in the time for it. The next year, you know, within this time to like next year. Come on, man, let's get it. I remember when Pulse Chain launched, people were like, yo, let's you know, be focused. You know, in 2023, people were telling folks to be focused online. They were saying, be focused, be ready for 2025. They weren't even talking about this year. They were saying, be ready for 2025. Why do you think they were saying that? I have my own reasons. But why do you think that this was a talk in the middle of last year? When Pulse Chain launched, it was still the talk. Oh, no, guys, just hold on till December. Actually, I've even heard things of people trying to say, hold on to December of 2025. Do you think the sentiment is the same today? By the majority? Come on, man. Come on, man. There's going to be a day that's going to come and people are going to say, I told you so, left and right. It's going to be like, hey, man, shaking your head. I told you so. You invested in all types of glizzy work. This is what you did. You get the glizzy return. That's what you're doing. That's what's happening. And people don't understand or don't want to understand. They've given up. You know? Talk about spread the good word. Spread the good word. Yo, you know how long the word's been getting spread as far as the good word? What I'd like to see don't, you know, that's just me. I'm just one person out of 8 billion people. Is new people start spreading the word. Where the new voices at? Where the new content creators? Like, we need that. Over here right now, it's saturated with nonsense right now, yo. It's the same people. It's the recycle of glizzy work. It's recycle Fibonacci Glizzy chart, Bollinger Band, Bollinger Glizzy, just being recycled. And this is it, man. It's crazy, man. There's a drought of real honest, new, fresh blood, like, in this space, man. People don't care to stream. People don't care to even, it seems like folks are not even inspired to stream. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have a proclivity, some type of interest to let your voice heard. Is it because the prices are down and you feel all weird because you got 10,000 other communities talk about come pay attention to me and buy my glizzy? Is that why y'all are not like
interested in make content, do something, right? Like add to the fold, do something for yourselves. Don't just listen to old men like me, right? Keep talking. I don't see anybody new coming in. Like at least like, listen, man. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like, yeah, man. That Harlem vernacular. A lot of people be like, "Yo, pause, no Diddy." I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I'm saying new coming in is crazy. We don't see any new glizzies coming in. It's crazy. New glizzies coming in is crazy, man. Pause, no Diddy. Who cares? All right, I get it, but I do not see any new. Like, keep it all the way tall, my young people. Let's keep it honest. Let's keep it pure. Let's keep it tall. I'm gonna say, look, we're in June now. So since January, what new content creator is really out here talking about Pulse Chain on some hardcore dedication, pushing the narrative that got us to where we are now? What? Who? No, where? It's crazy. Completely uninspired. Like, because it's the same stuff. How do you keep talking about the same thing differently? How do you do that? Right? People have chosen to just dismiss certain things, dismiss saving, something as basic as saving. People don't see the value in that anymore. Right? Even at minimum, if you're waiting for these prices to reach SAC, 3 zeros and a 1, don't count on that staying at that number for long, because people are going to dump. That's what you've seen. That's what we've seen in these charts. It's not my opinion. This is what we've seen already. If you're not saving, doing things that's supposed to be done the way they're designed to do, by doing what you're supposed to do, because I give no financial advice. You're playing a trading game. And I hope you know what you're doing with your Fibonacci Glizzy. I hope you know what you're doing. I hope you see great rewards in whatever you decide to do. I don't have the patience, personally, to get involved with 100 different projects. I don't have the patience at all. At all. That would require for me to live like a crypto wonder hermit. I'm in a cave by myself. I guess no butt cheeks. I'm not eating right because I'm in a cave. I'm not, assimilated in society. I am not connected to anything except my device on the internet and imaginary friends. That's what you find here. That's what you find here. I see a lot of activity going on Twitter, and it's just there. It just stays on Twitter. It stays on Twitter. Or, maybe a little YouTube. People are not doing YouTube like that. It's like Twitter, okay, cool, but expand your expanding. I don't know. Man of a certain age, man. You young people got this sewn. The younger generation understands this better than I ever can. But people of my generation, Generation X, we're a little crazy. And through our craziness, we acquired a little bit of wisdom that we could impart to you all, so you can avoid the traps that we fell into. Understand? Shout out to the chat, man. Shout out to Lee. He said, FIB Glizzy, Fib Glizzy, you already know. As above, so below. Afternoon to you as well. DJ and Dougie, bang, 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 bang. Bong, bong, or bang, bang. I need to get new glasses. Bong, 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 bong. As above, so below says, people are hurting at the moment have given up. The true believers will win 100%. That's how it's been. That's how it will continue to be. People are hurting because why? They're hurting themselves, maybe. I don't know. I don't know, man. You feel like some pain, go find relief. Do something. Go exercise, man. Clear your mind. Move away from these devices. Put that cell phone down. A lot of us are addicted, man. We're addicted to these devices like it's crazy. We don't even want to admit it to ourselves. I know I am. I've been for years, and it's bad. I raised my hand in the freaking internet self-help group. I wonder. Yeah. I have to consciously say, okay, I'm putting this device down, just not right now. Not right now. I have to build with the people. We have to build and talk about Fibonacci Glizzies. Fibonacci Glizzy. This is what we have to build and talk about. Fibonacci Glizzy. Man, it's a mindset. It's something that I'm watching develop. And it's becoming an illness, man. Like, it's crazy, man. As above, so below. Salute to Jay Everything. Go check out that single. This young man. Oh, he sounds like a young man. If you're not, salute to you anyway. But go check out some Gratitude that was done by Jay Everything. Crypto Hermit, you already know. Has a nice ring to it, right? I'm not inspired anymore. Like, yo, like, because the people like, yo, where's the, we give, he giving good energy. We want to receive that. But you watching like something come back to you that's like opposite of what you give me. Like, oh, come on, man. You like some Hex, Pulse Chain, Pulse X, and Ink. You like those coins. You like them for what you just, and that's a problem. What's wrong with you? No, well, they're gonna go for some Solana. It doesn't make sense anymore to me, man. Y'all can't be like this, man. No, you could be like however you want to be. Listen, I'm no one here to control, even though I love to control, but I'm not here to control anybody on the internet. I can't do it. Except if I know you real close, like you family. Like, I can't control you. You do what you want, but like, come on, man. Come on, yo. There's so much weird stuff going on. I see a lot of y'all talking about the next donation, the contract address or donation address that was dropped this week. And I get it, man. It's crazy. It's just like, yo, it's out of control right now. Like, I get it. Like, what is it? All you can do? What's wrong with you, bruh? You said you were, you got the Back to the Future car. You know what I'm saying? But you were selling that at one point. Like, what happened to these guys? Maybe if they would say, like, listen, man, I gave up being a therapist because I bet I was saved by Hex. I dumped on y'all at the top. When everything was at the top, I dumped on everybody, cashed out. You know what I'm saying? Back in 21, I didn't cash out enough to hold me over till now. I didn't think that 3 years later, we'd be grinding like the way. So here, man, help your man out. Help your boy out, You know? Be honest. People have a hard time being honest. You can't lie on the chain. Maybe the chain should teach people how to be more forthcoming. You can't lie on it. You're going to get called out anyway. Like, folks are going to expose. You put yourself out there, public figure, public face, and you're like, yo, my donation. People going to do the research on you who've been around and be like, yo. Why you said you were rich. You dancing, you grinning, you hosting conferences and all that. Why you need $100,000? Like, it's weird, man. I don't understand why it's wrong to ask questions. And I'm not saying what he's doing is sinister. It's just annoying. and your peoples are not putting you onto game. Like, if I look, I'm solo dolo when I'm doing this right now, right? I'm doing this stream alone right here. It's me and the community right here. Shout out to the viewers, man. Shout out to Crypto Bigfoot, Big Smock, Crypto in the building. What's up, Smock? How are you, sir? DJ Bomber, Z. Shout out to y'all, right? It's me and y'all building, right? If I had a panel of people that I was rocking with, like Post Nation, or I'm on, some other streams or whatever, regularly, and the people, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm launching this token, I'm launching Glizzy coin, I'm launching Glizzy that, and Glizzy this, and this is what I got going on. Yo, go tap into the Glizzy address. And if the people I'm streaming with don't put me on, like say, even on live, and say, hey, listen, man. And shout out to Brizology, who be just, and I didn't see this week's episode because life. But I remember the other one, he was like, this looked like a money grab. Facts. That's what it looks like. Whether it is or not, this is what it seems, it appears to be. Speak what you feel. Speak what's on your mind, because it's about your money. Nobody's going to look after your money better than you. No human being is going to look after it better than you. Now we got code. Now we got blockchains, so, whatever. But you get my point. It's weird, man. I don't understand it. Every other week, every other month, it was from some freedom to tie shoelaces, freedom to tie shoelace Glizzy, to some other weird stuff, to now it's like, oh, some amicus Glizzy brief. Bruh. In a span of 3 months, you caked up. In a span of 3 months, you getting money that's equivalent to low income, 3 people who earn what? 20K a year? That's a mean hustle, man. That's a mean hustle, man. And I don't have it in my heart to do that, yo. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm too soft. I've had this all wrong, yo. I've been here since 2017. That is not a flex, people. Let me help y'all understand something, right? I've been doing this wrong since 2017. I've been doing this wrong, yo. I've seen crypto peers, become well off during the whole time I've been here, and I'm just like, yo, man, I still got a 9 to 5. I still got to grind. It's not a flex. That's not a flex. Anytime somebody tell you, yo, let me tell you, it's from me to y'all. It's from me to y'all. You hear somebody say, yo, they've been around since 2017. That's not a win. That's not a win. If they still doing the same thing, expecting a different result, not only are they insane, but they lost. They didn't get it right. They weren't lucky enough. They didn't choose the right opportunity to do anything right, right? Come on, man. I should have launched these projects already. I should have did that. But in good faith, I couldn't. That's why maybe this ain't it, man. I don't do this for popularity or to, smash, share the stream, hit the like button, all that. That's, listen, man, I'm Generation X. Like I let the youthful generation coming behind us, because we messed a lot of things up and left it for you and leaving it for you all to fix. I'm letting y'all rock with that. I'm too old to be, share the stream, hit the like button. Yo, how many people are live? I'm not gonna say anything until I get more likes. That's not me. It's not my thing, man. OG Crypto in the building. Big Smock says it's insane. Johnny Chaos, salute. I see you. You keep being told you're doing things wrong. Yeah, man. I feel like I've been doing things wrong. I'm doing it all the way wrong, it seems, man. It's just jokes, folks. I'm not letting the psyop, you know, win. No. Out of the 7 years, I'm gonna say this. Out of the last 7 years, since I got into, well, I won't say 4 out of the last 7 years, I've been straight chilling. Like I haven't gotten scammed. Beautiful situation. That's just what it's been for me. But as far as like, oh yeah, I'm every day I'm hustling every day. No. Like I'm not like some kind of mogul. I'm not going to any kind of Diddy parties. You know, I don't go to any Jay-Z billionaire brunches. I don't do none of that. None of that. I'm not retired or pretending to be retired and asking for donations from the community. I don't, you know, no. Far from. It's not a flex, folks. It's not a. Been here 7 years, and I'm embarrassed to say that. Yo, I've been here since 2017 because I love what this system is. I just love it. All right. I still haven't gotten it right yet, but I love it. That's the truth. Like it's a part of my life. Like it is. I cannot take crypto out of my life until a better system materializes, right? Comes about. Crypto's here. Crypto's here to stay. It's a part of it's what I 7 years. Shout out. But I don't have the secret sauce. I don't have it. A lot of you guys purport to have it. You guys and gals, shout out to y'all. But I'm living life, people, because this thing is too stressful. I see a community, 2 communities. Shout out to these communities, right? But I'm not gonna shout out all these communities because some of you communities do disgusting things and you don't deserve a shout out. You don't deserve a shout out. Some of you communities do disgusting, deplorable things and you do not deserve a shout out, period. So I'm not gonna shout you out, but I see foolishness taking place. And nobody cares. That's the problem. That y'all don't want to accept the fact that people don't care. They just want to make money. They don't even care. They just want to make money. And all you see that's taking place is sloshing, money sloshing around like a washer in a laundromat, your washing machine, just the same water, that same dirty, nasty water circling around. That's what you find here in these communities. Oh, you're gonna launch this? Okay. You think new money came in? No, man. Like again, like where's the new blood, man? As far as even content creation, people just say, even if you're new and you're just wondering, you just come out of the gate, you just come out of nowhere, you come off the street, you land in these DeFi Avenue, and you see the Glizzy stop, the Glizzy stand, crypto DeFi Glizzy stand. Why don't you just talk about it? Talk about how you just stumbled on, upon this Glizzy hot dog stand, right? That's offering you all types of glizzies. Speak about it on TikTok. Isn't that the TikTok? Some X. Go live. Go live. Do something. Have fun with it, man. We're not making music like that anymore because some of us are not inspired. Like for me, I'm not going to say some of us. I'm going to speak for me. I make music because of my heart content. That's what I don't even make it. I just, write rhymes and whatever. But like for this community, I'm not even inspired. Like, it's like, nah, bruh, I do this for me. Like, and but the sentiment is that low? Huh? I said that low. And what I don't understand is for the sentiment to be so low and you claim you're making money. If you're making money out here, right, in these DeFi streets, and you're being handsomely rewarded with an abundance of Glizzy, why are you mad? Oh, because maybe the Glizzy is not the RH coins? Okay. But why are you mad? Why are you bitter? There's no need. There's no need. For what? What do you get out of it? I'm making money. I'm making money. I'm making money. Like, does that even make sense? Oh man. Oh, Johnny said if you want to hang out, Johnny. If I want to hang out, I don't mind. It's just that well, what is it? I was just Johnny, let's hang out there, man. It is what it is, man. Let's hang out. I just don't get it, bro. Johnny, I've been watching your clips, man. I saw a 9-minute clip. You know, you just dropping it, man. Just is it? I don't know, man. I think we missing the mark, man. I don't know. I don't know these people out here. They lost their way. ADWLO, I see you, man. I see you. I see you. Peeps be busy cutting each other off for blood. For blood. A lot of peeps went from fighting scams to joining them. Sad to see. 100%. And you know, fighting scams. Yes, Brizology. The glizzies are crazy out here. Fighting scams, like, okay, like that's the thing, right? This whole thing about fighting scams. I used to think in my small mind, you know, I had a narrow perspective. If I talked about these things on the internet, these scammers would go away. Guess what I did by doing that? I gave the scammers notoriety. I gave them attention, right? Because I spoke about them. So it was like twofold. Yeah, I'm trying to announce what I'm discovering. But the problem is when money's involved, people don't want you to mess up their bags. And then there's a cost that comes behind that. And I am not Captain Saver Crypto. I am not the Glizzy General. The DeFi Glizzy General, I am not that guy. I don't have an army, right, of extraterrestrial entities to smash everything. No. No. So, like, I don't know. I'm not here to save nothing. I just like to talk about things that to bring awareness of people how to protect from losing. And it covers a lot. How do you keep your crypto? What, you know, make sure you don't, click on harmful links and any weirdo that approaches you in a DM want to slide in your DM, pause no glizzy, want to slide in your DM talking about, oh, they can help you retrieve whatever you lost because you publicly announced that you got hacked. Like certain do's and don'ts, man. Good crypto practices or whatever. We got Johnny Chaos approaching the building.
Hey, Mr. Wonder.
How are you, sir?
Man, I gotta say, I appreciate your content greatly because there is just so much nervousness and twitchiness of people, even people that have, good intentions, but maybe they're just not. We've got people that go into panic mode, right? And
Yeah.
you can't be a leader of a community and go into panic mode every time something happens. I mean, unfortunately, we've been called a security since day one of launch when Tone Base and his attorneys gangbanged on Richard. Launch day of hacks.
Mm,
Oh, it's
mm,
security, Richard. You're going to jail.
mm,
I am so sick of it.
mm, mm.
So sick of it. I've been hearing security day one. Actually, before launch,
Mm-hmm.
they were saying Richard's building an unlicensed security.
Mm.
And we're literally just talking about a goddamn piece of paper with a scorecard.
Right.
That's not a goddamn security. All right. I don't
Right.
care what the courts say. I don't care what Tone's lawyers say. I don't care what the lawyer says that says, hey, give me $100,000 and I'll make this shit go away for you. That's the grift.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the grift. For the attorneys to take people.
Say it again, please. Say that again, please.
That's the grift. The attorney to take people that are scared and exploit them and feed on their fear and tell them that they need to give them $100,000 to make this shit go away.
Yeah.
That's the exploit.
Yeah.
I put down $3,000 for the coin market cap thing, but you know what? Small claims court costs $14, guys. Anybody can sue anybody. This kid that's suing right now, this Noah kid,
right?
He spent $200, got some ambulance chaser attorneys, and filed a lawsuit. And then he's expecting small claims court to say that it's a security. And they put that down. Small claims court does not have jurisdiction. Ask Grox. I had everybody freaking show up and say, oh, that's not how it works, Johnny. You know what? Y'all a bunch of bitches, and you're afraid of the law because you're a bunch of paranoid, schizophrenic, stupid motherfuckers.
Right,
That's what it comes down to. Stop being paranoid, scared, stupid people.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's just where it is. And before the show, it was just sprang on me. Maddie's like, dude, we need somebody to represent the community. So immediately I'm like, do I need to represent the community? And I had not had a chance to get my bearings together and really kind of think it through, check the precedents, and actually look at what can happen, what can't happen. What comes down to, if Richard loses the small case court, they're going to be spending basically years and years and years trying to track him down, trying to get him to pay something that's probably out of his jurisdiction anyway.
Okay.
Is probably how that's going to run down. But now the problem is we do have attorneys, and God bless them. They want to cover all the bases. They want to cover everything that is humanly possible. But lawyers are paid for looking into all the imaginary horribles, all of the possible imaginary horribles. That's what if you're a lawyer, every problem requires your services. Okay, that you are looking for a gig, you are looking for a job. Now, mind you, I mean, we've got people, and I don't want you guys to beat up on Nuclear Herbs either. The guy's basically in his deathbed right now.
Oh my God, for real?
For real.
Oh.
He has some serious health issues, and you guys do not need to be tearing him up and beating him up over it. Lawyers.
Oh wow.
Lawyers look at all the imaginary horribles. That's what they do. Okay. Now, if you are light of heart, all right, and you can't take the stress, you don't want to be reading that shit because they're telling you, well, it could go this way, it could go that way, because law is so subjective.
Yes.
Okay. It is so subjective, and lawyers' job is to argue this way and that way. And in order to be an efficient debater, you have to look at all of the possibilities and the routes in which they're going to try to attack. And that's how they're programmed. And the average person cannot handle that many variables. So they panic and they run. And again, I do not care how much you want to tell me that the sky, the sky is, I don't know. I can't even think of an analogy off the top of my head. I'm just so frustrated with it. But the fact is, look, dude, Hex is not a security. It's a goddamn scoreboard.
Yeah.
Okay. And you can choose to use it or not use it.
Right.
Richard did not sell anybody anything.
Right.
The adoption amplifier was a gumball machine. Okay. Nobody told you that that gumball was going to be valuable. You put your money in, you took your gumballs out. Did you get your gumballs? Yes, you did. No law has been violated. Do you go back to the gumball machine vendor and say, give me my money back because my gumball didn't sell on a secondary market?
Right. Right.
You do not. These are common sense, normal things. And people that are fearful, they'll say, no, Johnny, that's not how the law works. Okay. All right, guys, that's not how the law works. Okay, fine. You guys go past the bar test and you show me.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Go out there, you armchair attorneys.
Right.
Have you filed lawsuits? Have you been in court?
Right.
Have you been around other business owners that were sued for frivolous lawsuits? Have you ever experienced any of that in your life? Right?
Yeah.
I've got banks to write me a letter of apology. You know how hard that is? They'd rather pay you money than write you a letter of apology. I got the branch manager fired and a letter of apology from the bank with a $14 fee and representing myself.
Wow.
So
small claims. Small claims, right?
Small claims.
Yeah.
Anybody can do it. Anybody can sue anybody for anything. If this case goes away, the next John Doe can follow a frivolous lawsuit. Right. That's America, guys. You know that corporations have 30 to 60 cases on their docket every month. Unfinished cases. That's why they have legal teams. Because they have 30 to 60 unfinished claims from random people and frivolous lawsuits. That's business. That is called business.
Yep.
Okay? It's the attorney's business to create these problems so they can be paid to solve them. It's like literally a fireman that's an arson so that he gets paid to put out the fire.
Right.
Okay? And that's what it is. So anybody can be sued.
Let me ask you this,
John. I can go to South Carolina right now and file a suit against Noah.
Right.
Right now. Not even being a South Carolina resident.
Right.
Anybody can. Anybody can. What's the point? What are you going to get out of them? The kid's running a hot dog stand.
Right. Hey.
It's absolutely pointless. But you know who does sue? The people that don't have money. That's who does sue. And you think that the courts are not aware that these frivolous lawsuits happen all the time? Do you think a lot of this stuff doesn't just get dismissed and chucked out? Okay. They can get a default judgment, but how do you get a claim? And the small claims court doesn't have the authority to call it a security. So what exactly are we worried about? Richard Clark's team of attorneys is not worried about it. Why are we worried about it? Second of all, as far as process serving, Richard has a public team of attorneys that is announced, and you know that they represent him. So if you can't process serve his attorneys on his behalf, that could be chucked right the fuck out. Right. You're not doing your due diligence. Why hasn't Richard's legal team been served on behalf of their client? Answer me that, anybody. So
very interesting. $100,000 versus a $1,000 and under minimum or maximum for small claims is 1,000 and under, right?
Yeah, $1,200, man.
But
$100, and then what they want to do, what they're trying. Okay, so here's so they want to take this. The ambulance chasers want more money. They are trying to use the small claims court claim as a platform, okay, to form a class action lawsuit. And by the way, guys, if you're one of those greedy son of bitches out there watching, thinking that you're going to get a settlement out of a class action lawsuit, I'm telling you right now, you get a check for $5.
Right.
And, everybody else, and the lawyers get paid,
Right.
and all the damage that they cause is on you.
That's right.
So I hope your $5 that you get from the class action lawsuit makes you feel good.
Yeah. Makes you whole.
And
Yeah.
I hope you can sleep at night knowing that you damaged hundreds of thousands of people by creating this unnecessary fear in the community and the damage that you've caused. And you're going to have to live with that, you know? And, you know, this little bitty stupid case, which anybody can follow at any time, anybody can say anything or make any claims. Those claims have to be defended. And if there's no representation, you get a default judgment. And this is where sometimes it's better to just, you know, and this is what they go for, is it's better to just settle and not even fight with it because it's so stupid. It's so ridiculous.
Right. Right.
And if Richard, what's going to happen? They're going to call it a security, like every influencer in crypto since 2019. How is that going to? Oh, but it's going to affect the law. It is not going to slow down Richard's attorneys versus the suit on the federal level that's going to count.
Yeah.
They don't have any tricks in the book to throw. Okay. They don't have anything to throw. If that did, oh look, but this lawyer, this judge in small claims court called it a security. Oh, well, good. I'm just going to call myself a doctor.
Right.
You know, do I have the authority to do surgeon? Okay.
No.
But it's courts. It's within the same area. A court is court. Okay. Let me ask you this. Is a general practitioner going to do heart surgery on you?
No.
That's why these things are divided.
Yep.
That's why these things are divided. That's why there's levels of courts.
Yep.
That's why the higher courts, pretty much once you win the higher court, everything else is nonsense. It loses all precedence because you have people that are not experts on the subject making decisions that don't get thrown out until later because it wasn't really established yet that they didn't know what they were talking about, or they were basing their opinion based on their limited amount of knowledge because they weren't educated on the subject matter. And they just said, okay, default case, $1,200. Then you got to go collect it. So good luck with that. And if Richard had to pay $1 million, dude, that is no different than somebody reaching in their pocket and pulling out a $20 bill. That is another part people don't get. If Richard was fined by the SEC and he had to pay that $12 million, that is no different than you and I pulling out a $100 bill and going, damn, this sucks.
Right.
People do not understand the level of money that the man has. People do not understand that literally he has the team of the best possible lawyers that money can buy anywhere ever. All right? They are the most feared lawyers. Nobody wants to talk about that, right? Their win rate is insane.
Exceptional. Yeah.
You know, it's like trying to say BlackRock isn't going to get an ETF.
Right.
Everybody was like, an ETF it never happened. BlackRock just said they want an ETF. Forget it. BlackRock's getting an ETF. It's done. It's done. It's a done deal. You don't get to argue with that. You know why? Because BlackRock is the money. They are the money. They make the decisions. They pay everything. I better stop talking about that, or the black choppers are going to show up, and I'm going to be off.
Right. It's crazy. Yeah. Wow.
Look, a lot of the guys, you know, look, people, the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Facts.
There are a lot of people out there thinking they're helping, and they don't realize that they're hurting. I have been a strong advocate of the SEC shit is none of our business. I've been a strong advocate of that. And you know what? I've been up and I said, you know, I've been saying it from the start. Even they may not even have funding, or authority to pursue this case in a couple months. Okay, they may not. Right. So if you look at the track record, of what's going on.
They're losing.
But see, the problem is fear. Fear is normal. Fear is rational.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be a sociopath if you have no fear or no doubt.
Right.
Right.
Right. Right.
But the problem is that's the easiest thing to feed.
Mm-hmm.
And then, if someone is very susceptible to that,
yeah,
they're going to panic and they're going to do whatever they can. They're going to feel motivated to some sort of action to make the situation better, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you see a house burning, you're going to try to go get a bucket of water. Is the bucket of water going to necessarily help if this thing is full in flames? But you'll see people literally running up to a flaming building, probably going to die, with their little bucket of water, thinking that it's going to help the situation, when sometimes these things just have to play out.
Yeah. Yeah, man. What I forgot that you paid $3,000 for the coin market cap thing. Do you know what's going on with that situation?
Still going.
It's still going. Wow.
Still going. RG now is the head plaintiff.
Oh, snap.
So this is what you got to understand about law. It can change jurisdiction. This never stops, guys.
Mm-hmm.
This never stops. You don't like it, just tap out. Hit the little tappy button, give up, because this is the world. This is business. This is how it works. There are always going to be people making frivolous lawsuits. There are always going to be people making false claims. And if you let that affect you personally, you're screwed. You might as well just quit. If you're going to jump every time you see, it's a mouse. Oh, it's a spider. You're not living, dude. You're not living. Just give up. Just give up. Pay your taxes to the government, work your regular job, and don't try to do anything ever. Just lock yourself up in a room in a little padded cell, and maybe you'll be safe there until they come get you later for back taxes.
Right.
It's like, look, dude, welcome to the world. Everybody's out to get you. This is the world. Grow up. This is the world.
Right.
Everybody's out to get you. Everybody wants to say, hey, you need to give me some money so I can take care of this for you. Everybody's going to do that shit to you.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to be smart enough to go, do I really need this? Do I need this? Am I being rational? Am I acting out of fear? Is something pushing me or motivating me to do this? Is it rational? Am I worrying about something? Do I need to research this more? Is there more to worry about? Okay. What is the probability of this? What is the probability of that? Am I just getting worked up over nothing?
Yeah.
And that's hard for a lot of people. And especially when they are so deep in the content that every time there's something, they're like, there's an update?
Yeah.
What's going on? What's going on?
Yeah,
There's
right.
an update? Let's see where this is going. This is not a movie, guys. This is life. This is an ongoing story. It's going to have bends in the plots and twists, and you're never going to get to the resolution. You get the resolution when you're dead. All right? Yeah. And if you're afraid to make any action as a result of what might happen, look, dude, if I was terrified of the roads, I guess I would never leave my house, right? I don't want to get in a car because I could get into a car wreck. I don't want to get on a plane because the plane could crash. I don't want to own crypto because I might have to pay taxes.
Right.
This is the problem. Well, I don't want to talk about things because I might get sued. You can get sued anyway. You can get sued anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I had a kid trying to say that he got bit by my dog. You mean licked? He's like, that dog bit me, and his dad's like, shut up, that dog didn't bite you. But I mean, you get that kind of stuff. People will do that, and there are crazy people out there, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
You put yourself in danger. You put yourself in danger making these kind of claims and fucking with people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
There's somebody who put. All right, I don't want to. I don't know if I want to go down this route, but let's say a guy put in $1 million, and then now you know who the person is that filed the SEC suit. What if that guy was a mafia guy and he just lost 90% of his shit?
Yeah.
As a result And you can say it's as a result of the community reacting to that news. But what if that guy decides he wants to blame somebody? Because everybody
Yeah.
seems to want to blame somebody for their problems, don't they?
Yeah.
Isn't that what
Yeah.
everybody wants to do? Blame somebody else, point the finger,
Yep.
say it's this person's fault, it's that person. You do it all the not you.
No,
I'm
no, no.
saying
I
everybody
know.
does it all the time. They point it to
Yeah.
president. Oh, you
Yeah.
mean the vegetable that's in office right now that everybody's pointing at like he's actually making the decisions in there?
Right.
Right? But we're gonna blame him. You hear people, Biden, Biden, Biden. Dude, that's
Mm-hmm.
elderly abuse. That is freaking elderly abuse, is what that is.
Mm-hmm.
They got that guy propped up like a puppet,
Ageism, elderly abuse. Yeah.
and he is not running anything. He's not running the
Yeah.
show. He doesn't even know where he is.
Right. He could barely run himself.
And
Yeah.
you guys are like, look, guy, and they gotta be
Oh,
laughing
yeah.
right now. They're like, look,
Yeah.
Biden. They don't know that like we're pulling the strings and we're doing all these things, and Biden doesn't even know where to sign his name.
Right. Right.
It's crazy. It's
It
absolutely
is.
crazy to think people are falling into that belief that, you know, what impacts them. It's always nice to put a scapegoat out front for
Mm-hmm.
people to point at and say it was this person's problem or this person's fault. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't
Hmm.
blame Sami. You know, people like to beat up on Sami all the time. He's just an
Mhm.
amplifier of the conditions of the market.
Right.
He is building a following ship as a result of telling people what they're already feeling.
Mm-hmm.
What I don't like is the fact that he amplifies that fear and dread of the current market. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Amplifies that because it's like, you know, it's present, right? Everybody's concerned. The fear of the unknown is a concern,
Mm-hmm.
right? So what happens is that get amplified because people were afraid to say they were scared. People are
Right.
afraid to say they feel this way. People are afraid to say, well, they feel abandoned or they feel left, right? People are
Right.
afraid to say those things. So what happens is you end up with this mob mentality, right? Somebody
Mhm.
says something that meets that stuff that you don't want to say personally out loud, and then they meet that criteria and they say it for you, and they're like, he speaks the truth,
Yeah.
right? And then
Yeah.
so you get the mob mentality, and they're like, rah, yeah, rah. You know, but
Yeah.
what happens is you are building on the fear.
Mm-hmm.
You are creating more mania, more fear. It's amplifying what's already out there. And fear and doubt are the most easiest things to feed and nurture and get
Mm-hmm.
engagement from because it's present in everybody.
That's
Hope
right.
and belief are not present in everybody.
Right.
That's stuff that has to be earned. That has to be something that certain conditions are met that
Mm.
make you start to feel and lean towards the positive side. It takes effort
Mm-hmm.
to move towards a positive frame of mind, as where fear and doubt are always present, and it's easy to amplify and fuel. And it
Mm-hmm.
gets the engagement. It does. It's really going to get the engagement. If you tell people things that they're afraid to say for themselves, then yes, you are the true speaker because you're
Yep.
saying the things out loud that they're afraid to, right?
Right. Right.
But do these things that are being said out loud benefit you
Mm.
in any capacity? No, they don't.
Right. That's the
You know?
caveat. Yep.
That's the caveat is focusing on that negative is going to yield negative results,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we have negative results. And it's not just one person or one voice. It's the fact that
Right.
everybody's scared. People are afraid of the law. People have had bad experience with police. People have had bad experience with lawsuits. People have had these bad experiences. And because they've had these bad experiences, they have decided they're going to lock it in a box and say, this is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Right? When you burn your hand on a stove, you don't
Yeah.
want to burn your hand on that stove again.
Right.
You know? But that doesn't mean you stop cooking altogether, does it?
Nope.
But there are people that will.
We'll give up.
There are people that are like, nah, I ain't touching that stove. You know?
Right.
Because okay,
I mean,
you don't have to cook. If you don't have to cook, then maybe you don't want to use the stove at all now, right?
I hear you, Johnny. Like this is I'm uninspired, man. Like I'm so uninspired to talk the same thing over and over, try to say the same thing differently for a year specifically since the chain has been launched.
Give me 5 years, man. I've
You know what I
been
mean?
the past
Like,
5 years, and
dude,
I still repeat myself.
it's and then watching while you're trying to keep the story, your narrative, your perspective, you know, you're watching 1,000 other different talking points interfere, or just not even interfere, because everyone has a right to do whatever they want in crypto, but it's going against, I don't know, man. I don't even know. I don't even know. I know what I'm doing, Johnny. You know what you're doing. And it's just gonna just be that. Because I'm still trying to, I'm watching shit go on, and it's just like, wow, this is different. This is different because we have an entire chain now. It's not just one coin.
Yeah.
We have an entire chain now, and so it's a bunch of different things happening at the same time, and everyone wants to believe that they're right, and everyone else is wrong. It's crazy, bro.
Control
It's crazy,
brother. Control is an illusion. People think they're in control. Control is an illusion.
100%.
There's always 100 random variables that could come up and bite you in the ass at any given time. But the dumbest of the dumb only know 2 or 3 variables. So they just live in bliss, not recognizing the fact that there's still, 98 variables out there that are going to bite you in the ass. If you don't know they're there, it's that's why they say ignorance is bliss, because if you don't know the variables are there, you can be fearless. That's why I say, look, bravery is not the absence of fear. Bravery is not the absence of fear. Bravery, the absence of fear is stupidity, because you don't know there are things that can possibly hurt you. You don't fear because you don't know the variables that can bite you in the ass. So you have no fear. Oh, that ain't going to bother me. Well, what about the 100 other things?
Right.
What about that? Right.
Right.
And so bravery, like I said, it's not the absence of fear. The absence of fear is stupidity. Bravery is the ability to know those variables, surpass those variables in spite, and continue on your path in spite, knowing that there are risks, knowing that there's potential things that can bite you in the ass. That is being brave. Okay. And you have to weigh this shit out with the variables that you know of. And then maybe you need to look a little bit deeper to find more variables. But you know what? If everybody knew every variable, they wouldn't do anything. If everybody knew all the variables that are hidden, emerging properties, consequences, they wouldn't participate in anything. They would sit in their room and be freaked out. You can get bit by a tick and die from Lyme disease.
Right, 100%.
My wife's not even allergic to bees, and she got stung and got an infection as a result of that.
Oh.
And had to go on steroids and antibiotics as a result of it. She's not even allergic to bees.
Oh, wow. Sorry to hear that.
And developed this cellulosis thing. So it's actually fatal. If you do not take care of it. I got a sliver, man, in my hand. A sliver. I cut and nick my hands all the time. I work in my shop. I brain a nail halfway through my foot. Okay. I get a goddamn sliver in my finger, and my hand swells up giant because it got infected, and I had to go on antibiotics and steroids to get it to calm down. And you know what? If I didn't get it taken care of, I could be dead.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
I've known people that have had an abscess tooth and died 2 days later.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had a friend whose wife was taking medication as properly prescribed, and her body stopped processing it. And at 30 years old, she didn't wake up.
Oh, man.
Her husband, a paramedic, could not revive her.
Wow.
In his own bed.
Sorry.
You want to talk about some shit? How many variables do you guys want out there?
Right.
I've got plenty of horror stories for you. You want some more fear porn? You want to worry about shit that may or may never happen to you? because there's lots of shit that may or may never happen to you.
Happen, right? Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah, it's debilitating, right? It's crippling. You know, we're here, like we're gonna look back at these times and say, man, what the hell were we thinking? Not you and I specifically, Johnny, but a lot of the people that are panicking, you know, they're just sort of like giving up and allowing their emotions to take over. Man, just you gotta settle. You gotta be somewhat balanced, more settled, because this is just sometimes I think these things are being done by design to literally shake you out so that you can give up, literally, so that you can just
that's life, man. Life is designed to shake you out and make you give up. That's life in general. That is the whole system that we're playing right now, not just crypto, life in general. And Briz is right, by the way. Briz, I'm going to give you, or you're right. That's why I keep my ass out of the ocean. Me too, man. That's their turf.
Right.
I ain't
talk about it. Me too. I don't swim.
I ain't got fin, and I ain't going in there. That is not my territory.
Yeah, it's actually, you're right. I don't. That's not my thing. I respect the waters. I respect the ocean. And this ocean of crypto is a little crazy and volatile too in its own way, man. But yeah, that is life, and we try to impart that. I see you do it with your content. I've seen you with the last couple of days, Johnny. You going off on X, right? Like with your video and your literary your posts. I've seen the messages, and it's not just crypto related. It's life.
No, it's life, man.
Come on, man.
I honestly want people to succeed. You know what?
Yeah.
It really pains me. That's what pains me. What pains me is the fact that I do know that there are people out there that have been holding on, and I've been cheering on them holding on, and it hasn't performed for them yet. I don't care what it does for the next couple years. That doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
What really upsets me is I sometimes feel like I'm a drill sergeant and I'm pushing people beyond their limits. And if they're going to let go anyway, am I really helping them, or am I just torturing them by telling them to hold on longer than they're actually capable of doing? You know, that mentally really gets to me, man. And that's why I feel like going away sometimes. But then on the other side, I'm conflicted because I feel like I'm the only person trying to speak reason and tell people to just push through the pain because the reward's going to be worth it, right? And the problem is there is no guarantee to that.
Right. As in anything. As with everything. I mean,
that's what I believe. I believe the reward will be worth it, right? I'm still here. Yeah. I'm still holding on to the thought. I think that, you know, Hex is the best thing built in crypto for a very, very long time. You know, somebody actually utilizing the programmability of Ethereum, which we got penalized for with the damn S load function, but nonetheless, it was a very creative and unique thing, and I think it has a lot of real potential, and I truly honestly believe that. And I wouldn't tell people that if I didn't truly honestly believe that. I can't help the price performance. Right. I can't help whether or not other people choose to see it my way and participate. I can't help what other people choose to do or not do. It's like you can't make your kids eat their broccoli, because when you're not looking, they're just going to spit it out. Right. So that's kind of the thing, right? Everybody wants the candy bar. Nobody wants their broccoli, even though the broccoli's better for them than the candy bar. Nobody wants that. Well, am I wrong by saying broccoli is better for you? No, I'm not wrong for saying broccoli is better for you. I might be wrong about thinking people should want their broccoli because it's better for them. But I mean, that's kind of where I'm at in this situation. And I'm just so sick and tired of the fear porn and everybody running around like lemmings and scattering, like Chicken Little ringing the bell saying, the world is ending. The world, dude, the world has been in a greater scale of things.
Yeah, talk about it.
YouTube. The world's going to end every 2 years. I was in Las Vegas chucking drunks out of parking lot for the year 2000 Millennium Party, okay? The world was ending then too, right? The world was going to shut now for Y2K. Okay,
Y2K,
well,
yeah,
we're still here, guys. You know, the
2012.
Mayan calendar, we're still here.
Yeah, yeah,
Every asteroid, there's an asteroid coming within the orbit that's going to take us all out. You know what,
right,
guys? You can live in fear, or you can live.
right, right.
Even in the greater spectrum of things, every 2 years there's some kind of the end of the world, and somebody's trying to sell you a book about it.
Right.
This is why the world is ending in 2026. Expect
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Expect it.
Expect it.
I'm of a certain age too, my friend. I'm going to be half a century old.
Oh, okay.
So,
Blessings. That's a beautiful thing.
so I'm of a certain age too. I've lived through many apocalypses.
Right. We're the same generation. I get it.
I'm tired of the apocalypses. No, it's
Right.
fun. It's entertaining, guys. It's entertaining. Let's listen to the next bullshit. Right now, it's like, you know, oh, look, the government's revealing aliens. Okay, where's the fucking bodies?
Right.
I ain't believing shit you tell me until you show me the damn body, because I don't think you fuckers know a goddamn bit more about it than anybody else on this planet. Because you know what? They're probably the last. They probably would talk to a farmer out in the middle of the field before they decide to talk to our government.
Right. For sure. Oh man. So okay, look, half the year is good. We're in June, approaching the end of June, right? And I'm seeing a lot of talk too about October. This people, you coming to New York, be careful, folks. It's different now. I'm just gonna put that out there. You come to New York, the fall, October, whatever for this, just be careful.
I told him we should get a limo to the hotel, to the courthouse, and back.
I mean,
you do not go anywhere.
Someone lit himself on fire like a month ago during the Trump trial, like right outside the courthouse. Yeah, man, like a month or 2 ago, 2 months ago or so, they lit themselves on fire, just like that, and dead, gone, just right there in the middle of the courthouse, and you know, just
isn't this the irony though? You're talking real shit, right?
Yeah.
You're talking real shit, but Hexicans want to pack up and go into a war zone.
Right.
For no apparent reason, right?
Right.
But everybody's scared that it's going to be called a security.
Right.
Oh, it's going to be terrible. It's going to be called.
Just what I'm saying. It's backwards.
It's funny. There's irony to that, you know.
Yes.
The fear is placed on the wrong things.
In the wrong places. Yes, man. Yeah. Like,
but see, that's not knowing the variables.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about real environmental variables.
Mm-hmm.
You could get shot.
Mm-hmm.
You could get robbed
going
to the damn courthouse.
Mm-hmm.
People get robbed in Washington, D.C. all the damn time.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's the Capitol.
Exactly.
Here. No, you don't.
For decades,
like
bro.
The worst place in the world to go.
You know? Right. Where the president, I mean, come on, man.
Right.
Let's be honest. And I'm not saying it's just a war zone, doom and gloom. Just have your wits about yourselves, people. It's different now, but it's not like I'm not trying to inject fear porn like with that theme that we were just discussing. That's not it, folks. But just have your wits about yourselves. It's a little weird now. It's weird. I never saw something like that before. God just doused himself in flames just 2 months ago, and that was it. Outside the Trump thing, the courthouse. There you go. Like, come on, man. It's not more. It doesn't get more secure than that unless you have to go, whatever military base. Come on, folks. Like, let's keep our wits about ourselves, man.
Things can happen anywhere, and I don't want to get in the See, I don't like to feed on the fear porn, but man, I'll tell you, I saw this video of this random woman walking up and stabbing children. I mean, oh my God. Just somebody on the street, just walking by like anybody else is walking by, stabbing people. There was another one, a guy sticking people with a syringe as they walk by.
Yeah.
People were like, what'd you just do to me?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
There's weird shit,
Yeah, man.
Trust your proximity.
It's weird.
Trust your proximity because there are weirdos out there. And people are like, oh, that'd never happen to me. You got to understand that people out there, they ain't rational.
Mm-mm.
They're not playing on the same rule book as
Mm-mm.
you are.
Mm-mm.
You want to people want to project the best on people, and they want to say, there's two types of people, right? You got people that are trying to be helpful, so they want to project the best and give people the benefit of the doubt, and some people are very undeserving of that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Some people just don't function. There's sociopaths out there. They're
Yes.
not wired the same way you are. They're playing a completely different video game.
Yes.
In their head, they could be playing Grand Theft Auto where they think everything's okay that they're doing.
Yep.
In their mind, this world isn't even real to them.
That's
They
right.
can do whatever they want. They can break all the rules. It doesn't
That's
matter.
right. That's right. Nothing
Right?
applies. Yep.
Nothing applies. And
Nothing
you have to understand that there are people like that, and there are real monsters out there, and they look like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
You look at these serial killers, those serial killers look like the guy next door.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrifying.
Yep.
Terrifying.
Regular schmegular, regular people, you would never know. I felt safer working in a jail than just being outside, just in the community.
Because you had some amount of control over the environment.
And you could identify who's who better. You
had weapons, and the bad guys were mostly in jumpsuits, right? It makes it very, very easy.
Some of them were in uniform too, but that's besides the point.
Right.
But
the other guys have been stripped down, and most likely they don't have a weapon. You got a little bit of advantage. You don't know where anybody's hiding anything out in public. They could have freaking anthrax on them or some shit.
Right.
You don't know. You just don't know.
You don't know.
And the odds of it actually happening are slim. But the variable is still there. You know what the problem with blockchain is? You see a lot of the variables.
Mm-hmm.
You see more than you need to of the variables.
That's right.
And what you don't see is everything outside of the blockchain. That's the funny part, right?
Mm-hmm.
It takes like $200,000 to 4x.
That's crazy.
The X side, right?
Yeah.
You know how to find that variable? You just go on to Uniswap and act like you're buying that. That's how you find that variable. Pretty easy. Okay. But it's just funny to know that, like, literally we were doing $10 million a day in volume.
Mm-hmm.
But the fear and uncertainty has taken a hold of everybody, and they've just given up.
Yeah.
They've given up hope. And or they've gone off to do their own thing because they want to find something that is within their control. Not realizing that the odds of the student beating the teacher are not very good.
Exactly.
We've learned a lot, and that's another problem with knowledge, my friend. Is the smarter we get, sometimes we think, oh, I discovered 5 more variables. I'm a genius. You're still missing the other 100 variables.
Right. Or more. Yeah, but
everything's easy, right? Because people literally think, oh, I just make a coin and I make money. I've heard you just make a website and you make money too. That might have actually worked when the internet started.
Right.
Now you've got algorithms to feed. You've got pay per play situations there too.
Yeah.
You've got Google ads. You've got retargeting ads. You might as well be building a store in the middle of the woods. Now, at one point in time, yes, if you just made a website, you might have made money. Now you're competing with Amazon, who does 40% of all internet commerce.
They do 40%?
Are you going to take on Amazon? 40% of all internet commerce.
Wow.
All the money goes to Amazon. You know why? They got free shipping. Small businesses can't compete with that. I can't offer free shipping. I can, but I'd have to mark my products up. And you know what? So that's forcing a lot of small businesses to actually list their products on Amazon because Amazon's taking over. Okay. And then the problem with that is if you have a good product, they'll send it off to China, make a copy of it, and put it back up on their site and push you down the algorithm. You can't beat that.
No, you can't.
And what has CoinMarketCap done with Hex? It pushed it down the algorithm.
The same thing.
No visibility. Yeah. People can't buy your product if they don't know that it exists.
Right.
And that is actually really effective. In websites, the number one spot gets 80% of the clicks.
Mm.
Number 2 spot gets like 15, and then everything else gets the last 5.
Oh wow.
But it might even be 1. I might be misquoting that, but it's something. It could be 1 to 5% is everything else, because
That's
you know what?
crazy. What, like the search engine?
Yeah, page 3 is a very important thing, because algorithmically, nobody goes past the page 3.
Right.
Nobody goes past the page 3 in a search. Nobody. If you do a search on a particular item, Amazon's going to be the first one that comes up, and you're probably going to click it and buy it, right? This is something provable people can kind of do in their own head to reconfirm the information that I'm saying here. Or you can ask AI, because I'm human and I'm fallible. So what I say, so take anything that I have and feed it up against AI, and you go argue with AI about it, because I'm not going to argue with you about it.
Chat GPT. Right.
It's funny. I try to make it argue with me.
Right.
I spend a lot of time, because it's the smartest thing I can find to argue with, to find out if I'm wrong.
Okay.
So I will literally argue with it. It's like, okay.
You'll argue with Chat GPT?
Yes, I will.
Or AI, whatever. AI, yeah.
And I tried to argue with it, like when I prepared to speak to Lamont Black. I'm not actually surprised he didn't have anything to defend the Fed.
Okay.
Because ChatGPT couldn't give me anything to defend the Fed. Because I spent the whole time fighting it. But I was hoping that a real life human could give me something that the computer couldn't. Was what I was hoping for. But
wait, hold on. You debated with Lamont Black?
Well, it wasn't a debate. It wasn't a debate at all. He just ended up agreeing with me most of it.
Oh, okay.
What I wanted him to do was I wanted to do a reverse, where since he was a Fed, representative of the Fed, that he could give me a reason why I should participate in this fiat system.
Okay.
And unfortunately, he couldn't, because it's backed by nothing. It's printed out of thin air. It's got an inflation bug.
Right.
It's got admin keys.
For sure.
There's just no comparison, So like if fiat was a crypto, nobody would buy it. But since it's our established system and we're told that it has value, and most people don't know there's any alternatives, most people are not aware of the variables. They're not aware of everything I just mentioned here on my hand. They're not aware of that. That doesn't make sense to them. And if you tell them, they're going to attack you, because their whole life they've been told that this thing they're looking for their entire life actually means something, and it doesn't.
Yes.
It's
not going to end.
Fictional fabrication of we're the only creatures that have currency. Everything else seems to live on this planet just fine without us. We're the ones that say, "Oh, you're going to do this," and it's wage slaving, man.
Yeah, it is.
We're all slaves to the
debt slave. Yeah, man. We are. You done. You're done.
And if you own your house, you're still paying property tax.
You're still paying property taxes. Yes.
It goes up for tax auction if you don't pay your house. So
that's right.
You still have to have income.
That's right.
You still have to have income even after you've paid for the things that you own.
That's right.
Or they'll take it from you.
Yep.
Weird.
We're not free.
We're not free. We're
not free at all. We're pay for it forever.
To pay our taxes is what we're free for.
Right.
And as long as we shut up and we do what they give them their cut, just like the king did to the serfs. As long as we shut up and give them their cut, you know what we went to war for our independence?
What, 1700s?
3% tax.
Oh, really?
Now we're setting at 40.
Wow.
Where is the outrage?
Yeah, where is it?
Where is the separation?
Where is it?
Right? No, we just accepted defeat. What can we do? They've got all the guns and they've got all the tanks. What are we going to do? They will come to your house. They will flashbang your kids.
That's right.
And drag you out kicking and screaming if you don't pay your taxes.
That's right.
That is under the fear or threat of law. is what we exist under, all of us, you know.
Wow, you mentioned knowledge. I find like the more knowledge that I collect, it's the less that I know, bro. Like the more that I collect is the less that I know, and I've realized that just from age too. Like growing up, I'm like, yo, I don't even want to, just leave me alone. It's just all this information right here. I don't even care anymore. I know nothing. I know nothing, bro.
That's the other end. That's the other end of the Dunning-Kruger effect. Okay, the one end is the idiots that don't know enough to be scared of anything.
Yeah.
All right. They don't know enough variables, and they think they know it all because they know X amount of variables, right? And they're completely oblivious to the maximum number of variables, right? And that's why they do say the smarter you are, a know-it-all, a person that says I've got all the answers, they're probably dumb.
Yeah.
The smart person would say, look, I don't have all the answers. I don't have all the variables.
Right.
I know I'm smart enough to know there are variables that I cannot possibly account for,
Right.
and they cannot be known until they are known. Until those variables pop,
until they reveal.
They cannot be known until they're known. So you recognize that there are additional variables that you are not aware of, and that is a sign of intelligence. That's a sign of high intelligence. It's not to be, and this is the way that it is. Let me make an excuse for this. Let me make an excuse for that. An excuse for this. Excuse for that. Let me create a story. Let me create a narrative that sounds good about the situation that we're currently experiencing. That is not intelligence. That is what humans are programmed to do. Humans are programmed to put pieces
That's manipulation
and make sense of it. You know, that's what we do. We are programmed to take our bits and pieces of the puzzle and make sense of it in a way that we can explain it. Okay, that's what we're designed to do. And it doesn't matter whether there's evidence or not. What they do, they'll throw out the evidence that supports the other stuff, and it become cognitively dissonant, where they put in just the pieces of the puzzle that work for them
and dismiss everything else.
The rest, right?
Yeah.
So that's how that works. So no, man, respect.
That's what's going on here, bro. That's what's going on here, Johnny. That's what's going on in our community. That's what's going on, Johnny. You just explained what's happening right now in this community among many people who want to do good, and
we're just not always aware of all the variables.
They're not aware of all the variables. Respect to you too. Like, I'm not getting caught in that melee, Johnny.
No, don't get caught in that melee, man. Don't get caught in that melee, brother. You don't need it. You know, everybody needs to shut off the phones, stop looking at charts, and let this shit play out. Because otherwise, you're gonna fear yourself out. That fear is present. That fear is natural. Do not be ashamed that you have fear or concerns, but you can't amplify them, or you'll never succeed.
You'll never succeed.
Will Smith said, "Success is beyond the greatest level of resistance that you've ever experienced. You have to push beyond the greatest level of resistance that you have ever experienced in your life to find that success. If you're afraid, you will never do that. You'll never make that step. You'll never know what's on the other side, because you have to be able to kind of, you have to be in control of your emotions. You have to suck it down. You have to be cold about it. You have to be cold about it. You have to say, what are my probability? What are my odds? Just cold mathematics all about it, man. There's a probability that Hex could go to 0, but there's a probability that it can do another 10,000x. You have to decide what amount of probability in your state of mind do you believe, and what is in between that you believe that it can do, you know? Well, technically it can't really go to absolute 0, because as long as there's any liquidity, it can't. But you get the idea. There's a probability. All the liquidity could be removed.
Yeah.
That is a variable that could potentially happen.
Right.
Richard may say something else that people react negatively to. Richard may say something that they react positively to. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
he starts streaming. Maybe he beats the SEC case and it's all over. And then everybody has spent all of their time glooming and dooming, worrying about what may or may not happen
Mm-hmm.
when the outcome was already predetermined anyway.
Right. Right.
Do you really have any power, or what do you have control over? Because
That's right.
Control's an illusion. When you really start dwelling on how much control you actually have over things,
You realize you have none.
you have none. And it's just not funny. It's
No,
just
no.
not funny because one of the reasons people take their own lives is due to that lack of control.
Oh, you're going somewhere.
They come to their realization that they have no control over the situation, and then that reality is too much for them. And that's terrifying. I know, man.
Yeah.
No. You're right to laugh. When I say a lot of stuff, I come off and I say it very jokingly because I'm trying to hold people's attention.
Right. I wasn't laughing to demean.
No, absolutely not.
It was like, wow, here we, another.
It goes dark. I go dark on you. But
no, dark is good. Another nail in the coffin. I'm good with that, man. Like it's real. These are boom, boom, boom aspects of what we do, aspects of life, understanding things differently. But there's something you said I want to revisit though. The control thing, like you gotta break that down a little more. Like control, when you realize the more you want to control, you realize the more you control nothing. But what about okay, I am in control of streaming with Johnny Chaos right now. I think I'm in control of that. What do you say to that? Something as simple as that.
That is within your control. That is within your control. So we've got choices, guys. We've got choices with outcomes that are unexpected. This is experiencing life. Before we had this stream, look, I could have came on this stream. What if I was mad at Wonder? What if he's over here? His picture's over here. Okay. Right. What if I came in and people feel this way too, because Johnny's a loose cannon, right?
Right.
Everyone calls me a loose cannon. There are people that won't stream with me because they're scared.
Scared?
They don't know what I might say because I don't play by anybody else's rules. Okay.
Right.
I'm not gonna stand by and be silent.
Right.
When I object with things that are being said, and I don't care who says it.
Right.
I don't care if it's Richard himself.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, guys, right? It does not help us to argue with Richard. It doesn't. It does not help us to point out his flaws because, frankly, we're better at it than anybody else.
Yeah.
Which gives us the ability to cause more damage than anybody else. Which also makes it more real than anybody else. Right? So, and it's more hurtful than anybody else. Dude, I got trolls up my feed, down my feed all the time and everything. I don't pay them any mind. They do trigger me and they make me create cool content and stuff because they trigger me. Like, here, let's make fun of this guy who thinks he knows it all. I love that shit. But when it comes down to it, what hurts me is when people that I'm closer to say things that are negative. That hurts.
Yeah.
Random person on the internet making a statement thinking they're being funny, that doesn't trigger me. So just as the random people who've been calling Richard scammer for 10, 20 years, doesn't matter, right? Way before Hex was even around, right? People don't like him for him, right? They don't matter. But when you have created a community and people in this community have spoken on your behalf, they have shared their personality with you, you have grown to like them as people, and they turn around and do things that you disapprove of, and then they turn around and they blame you for it.
Yeah.
That's a problem, right?
It is.
That has to be painful and that has to be hurtful.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder why Richard's unfollowed everybody? You guys are hurting him.
Mm-hmm.
You're hurting him bad. He cares. He cares very deeply about what the community thinks. Can you imagine getting
Mm-hmm.
pelted after everything he's done
Yeah.
for the people that he was closest with to turn on him like that?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, see, me and Richard way different because, like, I don't put myself in that situation.
Right.
I am not here to impress anybody. You know, just like you
Facts.
say, man. I
Yeah.
ain't here to impress anybody. I don't
Yeah.
need your follow. I don't need your sympathy. I don't
Right.
need, you know, I don't need the support. I don't need anything. Johnny gonna be just fine, right?
Right.
Unless somebody random comes up and decides they do take me out, and I'm not paying attention, they're able to do it. Okay. And if that happens,
terrible.
oh well.
Imaginary horrible. We're not doing that, Johnny.
Imaginary horribles. There we go. Right.
We're not doing that.
But it could happen, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of people, you know, this is why you don't show your shit, man. You don't
Yeah,
show
man.
what you own. You become a target.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't getting my crypto. It's all locked up under the same rules as everything else. So good luck with that.
There you go.
I can't even touch it. I can't even touch it. You can't touch it. Nobody can touch it.
Nobody can touch
it. Nothing. The best they can do is redistribute my wealth to the community.
I'm just here talking shit with Johnny Chaos. You know what I'm saying? I've been talking shit for 7 years, brother. You know what I mean? And, you know, it's nothing tangible. What we doing?
That was some shit, right? Dashboard money.
No, it was, yeah, man.
Supply
chain
coins,
lending platforms. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Gold-backed bullshit. Yeah. Like we haven't heard any of these narratives before, right?
For real.
And haven't we heard how many years have we been hearing now that this meme coin is the bomb?
Yeah. It wasn't even a talk then, though. Like the whole meme culture wasn't even cultivated to the level back then the way it is now. You know, it wasn't. Doge wasn't.
No competition.
You know, like no, none, zero, nothing, nada. Shiba didn't exist.
You could throw darts at a dartboard and take the top 20 coins, and they probably all go up together.
There you go.
Try to take your 10 darts and throw it at a chart of 4 million on 100 different chains.
Right.
Good luck with that, guys. Y'all good luck with that. Picking out of that group. I hope you hit a winner. Yeah,
man. Yo, Johnny, I appreciate you for coming through, man. I appreciate this big time. You know, it was one thing. Last thing though, so they're saying that Ethereum is not a security, and I'm just glad we forked off of Ethereum. So if Ethereum isn't a security, so maybe things will look greater for Pulse Chain, blah blah blah. What's your thoughts? You know,
well, we're better than Ethereum. Why? And I know the Ethereum maxis are going to hate this. Well, Richard doesn't run any validators. Okay. So the Ethereum Foundation runs validators.
Right. I think I saw that in your post.
Yeah. They don't sell. You know, the Ethereum Foundation is known for selling on the public.
That's right. They don't
quickly state that they're doing it, and on chain, Pulse Chain doesn't.
Right.
Never a market sell on the market. Okay. And also, all the coins that were farmed in the beginning were burnt.
Okay.
So the validators that started were the training wheels on the system. So it's a completely decentralized network with IPS front end. So it's
right.
Unstoppable.
Right.
I don't care if you want to call Pulse Chain the devil. It ain't going nowhere. There's not a goddamn thing about it shy of removing everybody's internet access.
Right.
You cannot shut it down.
Right.
So all this Fugazi and this and that, and who's calling it what, or how are we going? Oh God, how are we going to look? Look, they've been calling us scammers for 5 years.
That's right.
How are we going to look? Well, they still don't believe us.
They still don't, and still won't.
And we're literally saying, dude, it's just a scorecard.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a security, and Richard's going to jail.
How we test.
It's a scorecard. Hey, you want to go golfing? We go golfing. You write your score down on a card.
Right.
Are they going to start arresting people for
bowling? Yeah.
Bowling cards?
Right.
Are they going to arrest me? Is it illegal? Oh my God. Oh my God, guys. I put a 1 on one side and I took it away and I put a 1 on the other side. I moved the unit. Oh my God, it's security. Is it unrealized gains? Is that unrealized gains there because I moved a unit of account on a spreadsheet? Is that unrealized? Wait.
Profit and
So when
loss.
I play pinball, is that score unrealized gains if I don't sell the score points?
No.
Is every app with any in-game purchase now a security?
There you go.
Is the penny jar? This is my favorite.
Wow.
Is the penny jar at the gas station a security? Well, it's a common pool.
Yeah.
Somebody else worked for that money that they put in that cup, and it's a common pool. Somebody better start
It's a
going
common
out there
enterprise.
and give them a Wells notice for their unlicensed security. Let me ask you this: is GoFundMe a security? It's also a common pool.
There you go.
So here's the
There
thing.
you go.
That is why the Howey test reads as follows. It's an investment into a common pool with expectations of profit solely from the work of others.
Of others, yes.
Solely is very important in that, and there's a reason why that's in the law, and it's a reason why it's the letter of the law that you have to hold them to, and you cannot let the agencies remove that word solely, because the law states solely, and solely is very important because that means does it work without managerial effort? Yes, it runs without managerial effort. Okay. If you have a gaming cartridge, all right, and you plug that cartridge into a video game system, and does the game work? Yes, and the game works according to the rules within that cartridge. It doesn't require the gaming company to come and update it every 6 weeks. Okay? That is what is called a finished product. That is not a security. If you bought a download, and it constantly has to get updates, or otherwise it doesn't work, would that not be a security? Interesting, huh?
Very interesting.
Hex itself is a cartridge. The programming is already there. You can choose to play the game or not. It has no relevance to Richard or what he does whatsoever. Price performance itself is separate from the item, right? Just like if I go to a gumball machine and I put a quarter in and I get this gumball thing out and I open it up and it's a little pony, all right? I paid 25 cents for that pony.
Right.
Okay? I don't know what that pony's worth on the open market. There's no way for me to tell what that pony's worth on the open market until I take that pony and post it up on eBay and try to sell it. And if it sells for less than a quarter, that's my fault because I took less than I paid for it. Okay? So that has absolutely nothing to do with being a security. That's just an item, right? And that's what Hex is.
Yes.
And
knowledge is a security.
There is no court in the world that should rule against that with the common sense logic that I just put out right now, unless somebody's getting paid off or there's all this dark, shady stuff that everybody's worried about, right?
Right.
But you know what? They can't, guys, because this would be very, very public. There are 300,000 people that would be screaming at the top of their lungs how ludicrous it is. We already memed Gary out of office. We have already memed Gary out of office. You realize that, right?
No, I didn't.
He's not gone yet.
I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. But yeah.
The senators are following me.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
You're putting in the work.
Logs into Twitter, and what does he see on Twitter? Clown memes.
That's right.
The public is so close to the source these days, right?
Yeah.
The government needs to look no farther than public sentiment.
Right.
Than to go on Twitter and see what's happening there. And they are forced to react.
Yeah.
Little Bubble did the This seems like security's song, right?
Yeah,
Have
yeah,
you seen that?
yeah. I've heard it.
You should totally outro with that.
Yeah,
Throw it up there with the outro with it. But,
yeah.
but I mean,
I know.
now
I
look,
don't have it. My outro is trash. I don't have an outro, but whatever.
people
Yeah,
are human, guys.
yeah.
Imagine going on to the world's biggest public platform and 200,000 people are making clown memes of you.
Yeah.
Do you think that does not affect the psychology of people? We talk about this cyberbullying stuff, right? You know,
Mm-hmm.
kids get really emotional and upset because somebody says mean words to them, right?
Right.
It's not like back in the day when people said mean words to you, you either hit them in the mouth or you get beat up, you know?
Right.
And
Right.
now it's just verbal abuse. But that the problem is because that feeds on people's insecurities and that makes them doubt. And this is all this stuff, man. This is why I don't like this fear porn stuff, because it makes people doubt their psyche. It makes them doubt their abilities. It makes them feel uncomfortable, even though they might be going, yeah, that's what I'm feeling. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. On a deeper psychological level, it's causing irreparable damage. And that bothers me deeply. And I don't, and I'm just one person. There's nothing I can do to fix that. And that is just the culture. And it's, by God, that's just what humans do to each other. It's
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
You know?
We eat our own. We eat each other. We tear each other down. And to what end? To just ego, bro. Like I don't know what it's a mania. It's a psychological mania involved with all this, man. Like rationality goes out the window. Logic goes out the window in some of these situations, man, because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't really make sense. Control and power is
It's
sort
also
of,
illusion.
yeah, sure, for sure.
It's also illusion. You know,
Going back to what you were saying, yes, I can see that. But that's what they use. That's what they want to inflict.
Yep. And it's not working anymore.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not working anymore.
How
right?
about that?
They're getting the public sentiment because for the first time they're able to see the stuff that they would not normally see, because in their little citadel they're not exposed to the public. They're in their high castle and they don't know what the peasants are thinking. Well, now they do.
Yeah.
And now when enough people are loud enough, they have to react to that.
Yeah.
Do you think Trump talking about crypto has to do with Trump's personal feelings about crypto?
Not at all.
No, because he knows it's an issue, because he listens. He's paying attention. He is pandering to the crowd. Now, because he is paying attention and he's pandering to the crowd, right? The Democrats now have to step up and do what? Because they realize he's on to something here. People are responding to it, right? And this is an effect. Do you think the senators were being hard on Gary Gensler until the clown memes started coming out? Didn't you notice when those clown memes, when there are hundreds of thousands of clown memes up there and people talking smack about them? Did you not realize that those senators were quoting people?
Yeah.
In the community?
Yeah. In the court,
now maybe it becomes their own idea. So this is what happens with repetition. If you hear something enough repetitively, positive or negative, this is where it can be bad, because you can hear negative stuff over and over again and it will convince you that that's the situation. And we have a lot of that in the community. The community is very repetitious about repeated negativity, and that is what's grown, and that's what the result will yield. But if you hear something over and over again, it becomes part of your thought.
Yes, 100%.
Right? And then you may not give credit where credit is due, or wherever it came from, and you may not even be aware of what influenced you or what was a result of that. Okay, subconscious on that level. And because of that deep repetition, it becomes reality. So this is why you should always push for the things that you want to achieve, so others can cheer you on. And stay away from the people that are pushing negative things, because they will only bring you down.
Right.
Because they are amplifying that negativity that's already there, present, and that fear of doubt that's circulating there. They will only amplify that for you. And eventually, you will succumb.
Right.
You will believe that now it's your idea. Man, there's
Right.
there's all kinds of cool psychological studies on brainwashing and manipulation and stuff. And it's scary. You know what the Mandela effect is?
I've heard of the Mandela effect. Yes.
But the reality of
Something
the
like
Mandela.
something.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Like the Fruit Loops. You look at a Fruit Loops cereal box from 1980. It looks a certain way, and now maybe it's not. It's not Loop. It's like LUPE, and you're like,
Right.
oh, what happened? Yeah. Something like that.
This is the scary part about the reality of the Mandela effect. Nothing has changed. There's no alternate realities. It's all beautiful stories and narratives to explain why these things happen. It comes down to very simple human psychology. Your memories are not your own. They're imprinted. They're imprinted. So you will remember a thing, how it relates to your mind, and you will imprint it that way. So what that tells you is you cannot trust your own memories. That's the terrifying reality about that, is because the way your brain works and the way it imprints images and ideas and situations. You know, for instance, your buddy ATX was talking about remembering a poker game where he won. Well, that wasn't even him that won the game. It was actually his friend. But the way he remembered it in his mind was he was the one winning because he was there. He was part of the event. But the way his brain recorded it was different. So that's the scary part of reality. If we are nothing more than just our memories and we can't trust our memories, then who are we? That's the scary part of the reality there. So that's why
it's too early in the day to be dropping this type of science of Johnny. Like, what are we doing, Johnny? Like,
I'm sorry, man, but
dropping esoteric. Johnny.
No. I'm not going woo-woo on you, man. I'm just saying, if you really think about it, if you really think about it, there are things that you are certain that you do remember a certain way, and then you find out, even though you're sure of it, it's not what really happened because that's just how your memory imprinted it, and that's how you remember it. That's how you choose to remember it. People make false realities. People create false realities. Of course, we call this, delusional and schizophrenia. People create their own realities that they live in because your memories, how you structure your memories, can manipulate your environment. So anyway, I'm not trying to be deep.
No, you could be deep. I don't, Johnny. We could be deep. It's just early, man. It's like almost 12. You got me like, Johnny. Now I'm gonna spend the rest of the day going into
trying to remember what you remember.
Right. Try to recollect. Try to remember what. That's
so
awesome,
here's the
man.
thing. This is the idea of the repetition, though. That's really what I'm going to get to. This is a phenomenon, but I want you to get the idea of the repetition. Okay, you can brainwash yourself if you're not careful. You can brainwash yourself by feeding on fear porn. Okay. And I don't mean porn. I mean, gloom and doom scrolling, all that stuff. Okay. I said that once and somebody's like, I Googled that. I'm like, okay, maybe not a good idea.
Right.
Words in order there. But
right.
So by repetition, you can completely reverse your perspective. If you keep telling yourself over and over and over and over something, it happens. You start following that path. You stop being subjective. And then that becomes what we call self-fulfilling prophecies. So on the other side of self-fulfilling prophecies, people say, well, you manifest destiny. Why that works is because if you're constantly positive and you're pushing yourself, you're pushing past the resistance because you're staying positive. That's why the manifest destiny stuff works. It's not because you imagine it and you're pulling it out of thin air. Okay. But it's the same way as negativity. You get self-fulfilling prophecies because you're like, it's not going to work anyway. And you bail, right? Because the easiest way to fail is just to quit. Right. Manifest destiny makes you gives you the incentive to push past the resistance that's there, and you don't feel the pain as much because you're already thinking positive. You're already thinking that you're going to get past that resistance. And when you start telling
It's
yourself
awesome.
you're past that resistance,
Mm-hmm.
you will make it. Because persistence is the best thing that you can possibly do.
Mm-hmm.
Richard had that quote.
Mm-hmm.
Richard had that quote, you know, that
Mm-hmm.
I forget exactly how it goes, but you know, intelligence isn't enough,
Mm-hmm.
creativity isn't enough or whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
persistence will get you
Mm-hmm.
there
Persistence.
because you're headed you sidestep that resistance and you just keep heading to the goals.
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay,
like
this
go ahead.
go ahead. No, this is what I'm gonna do, Johnny. I'm gonna go past 10,000x. I'm gonna go to 100,000x, Johnny. This is what we're doing, John. 100,000x. All right, for the next 3 months, and after that, I'm gonna go 200,000x because I'm still here. I haven't wavered, and it's not about being brainwashed. It's about allowing myself to accept what I didn't know that works, that has worked, that will continue to work, and be a part of that, and also balance the rest of my life. But it's just upwards and onwards from here. I'm not thinking small. I can't think small. I'm gonna get small results. If I
Yeah,
think
that's
little,
true.
you know, let me get this 10x, 20x, whatever. And that's not just in crypto, in life,
Life.
right?
Yeah.
I'm saying 10,000x because of how we got here, but in life, Johnny, like you, thank you, Johnny, you reminded me about something. Persistence, Johnny. I need to be persistent in a couple things personally. Thank you for reminding me about. See, this is why your voice is appreciated. I appreciate your voice, Johnny.
Thank you.
Please don't stop talking and sharing and teaching, not just talking, because you could talk a lot of stuff that means, you know, that's not teach.
Yeah, I can keep running in circles all day.
Keep teaching. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. But the people need to look. We need to learn. We need to look, man. Like some of these people in this community, I don't care for like that, but I do care for the good information they do. You get knowledge from every different place, everything. You may not agree or blah, 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 but I get a little bit of information from different people. I'm not going to give them light because I don't want my viewers to go running after and have a bad experience. But you collect information from different places, even in this community. It's incredible. It's incredible. Look, Johnny, I just went to school right now. You just taught me about, you know, recollect Mandela, and you broke it down. This is a course for free. I'm not mad at you, Johnny. I'm not mad.
I'm glad you're not mad.
And
a lot of people do get mad at it. You know what happened to me, Wonder? I literally got people that are like, Johnny thinks he's so smart. They do that to me. They're like, oh, this guy thinks he's so smart.
No,
you know what that is?
Go ahead. No, I'm listening.
Some people being jealous. Let me tell you, I'm not smart. Right. I do not know how to make a cell phone. I do not speak 12 different languages.
Right.
I am a moron. What does that make you? That's what I gotta say. I hate that. I hate that when people say Johnny thinks he's so smart. You know, because I don't, dude.
It's an insecurity thing, Johnny. It's projection, transference. That's just insecurity on their part, man.
Yep.
It's not your stuff. That's their stuff.
And
you know what I mean?
Just like
that just reaffirms.
We got the good people that project the good on villains. Well, we've got bad people that want to project their villainness on you. They're like, oh, well, he's got to be up to something shady. Yeah, we see him too much. He's got to be this can't be him.
Right. He's faking the funk. Like you pretending. Like, come on.
I'm not that creative.
Right. It takes work. It takes a lot of work.
Creative. You know how much creativity does it take to be that persistent?
Right.
You know, and to not trip up and to stick with everything that, you know, it's actually really easy.
Yeah.
All you ought to do is be honest with yourself.
Right.
Lying's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Lying is hard because you have to tell one lie to cover the next lie, to cover the next lie, to cover the next lie.
A lot of work.
You know what? That's too much effort for me.
Yeah, man.
I ain't got the time or the effort for that. I am dead in less than 30 years. Okay? I saw how my parents went. I don't have time to sit here and be dishonest with people. You know,
Yeah,
it's like
man. Yeah, man.
I would like to leave this world a little bit better than when I found it. That's it.
Beautiful. That's a sentiment that needs to be shared. I love it. Johnny, man. You the man, Johnny. Thank you for coming
You're the
through.
man. You're getting out there and you're busting ass and you're doing this every day and you're
I'm
asking
trying.
questions. And God, by God, people, go out there and ask questions.
Yes, do
okay.
that. Ask
You
questions.
don't
Yes,
get answers if you don't ask questions.
that's right.
Right?
That's right.
And don't believe every answer you're
Ask
given.
questions.
Research that
That's
shit.
right. Do it. Do it. Pick up a device. Do what we're doing. I was saying this early in the stream. Like a lot of people, I don't see any new. The last 6 months, I haven't seen anyone, just any new voices or new content creators post or stream, get on YouTube, just talk or whatever. Spread the word. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that really in the last 9 months. And let's come on, folks. Like, don't give up. Now's the time to really. I don't know what is the time to do anything for, but whatever your heart, you feel like picking up something and talk, just do it. I don't do this for pay. I just do it because I enjoy it. But it's not hard. It's not hard. Get on your TikTok, right?
I wish I was getting paid, man. 42,000 tweets. I wish I was getting paid.
Right. Right. I got over 1,000 videos on this channel. I got $100 in 7 years. That's it, bro. I mean, winning.
X does pay you for engagement now. I mean, I don't run around in an engagement farm, but now you've also got to, if you want to keep getting your money, now you got to give them your license and stuff. So basically, they can turn you over so you can start getting sued, I guess.
There you go.
Because people send a subpoena to Twitter to ask for, what your true name is and your address and shit.
Oh yeah, the doxing.
Yeah, the doxing.
The doxing.
But, the thing with that is though, there's pluses and minuses to it, because we have a lot of people that they're like the dude standing on the street corner stabbing people with syringes. That's what they do.
Yeah.
On Twitter. That's what they do, man. They just hit and run and cause damage and cause pain for no other purpose. No other purpose but to cause damage and pain, because they enjoy that.
Yeah.
And we have trouble making sense of that. It's because how could anybody possibly be like that? Why would they spend all their time and effort doing that? Why don't they do themselves something productive and spend their time doing something good with their life? Because they're not playing by our rules
at all.
They're not playing the same game by our rules. And Grand Theft Auto, man, they fire people and take their vehicles, right?
Right.
They're not playing Mario Brothers.
Right. Right. EA Sport, yeah, that's right. Rockstar, yeah, they're not playing by our rules, man.
And you got to recognize that. You got to avoid those people. Hey, they're not on the same field playing the same sport with you. Okay, you can't make sense of that. Don't try to make sense of that. Don't waste.
Don't force it.
Yeah.
Don't force it. Don't force it. I used to. I'm not a good salesperson, like in life, and so I found myself striking up conversations with people about crypto over the last 7 years since I've been here. But I don't just like walk up to a stranger and say, hey, what you know about Bitcoin? What do you know about Ethereum, Hex, blah, blah, blah. It's not.
They'll approach you.
Right.
They will approach you when the numbers come up.
Yeah.
If you're wearing a logo, they'll say, "What is that logo?"
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna wear. Oh no, bro. No.
See, bro. that's where it happens, man.
I'm not gonna do that.
That's what happens.
I'm not gonna do that.
It's a wonder when they in Las Vegas, because everybody's showing up in their hexagon gear. In Las Vegas, they don't let you wear hats in like certain bars and stuff because it could be gang colors.
Oh, okay.
Nobody even thinks about that. Like literally,
variables.
I remember being in Las Vegas and I had damn skull headband, and they made me take my headband off in a bar I was at because they're like, it could be a gang thing, and they literally approached me with 3 security guards.
Wow.
To tell me to take off my hat.
How about that variable?
So yeah, I mean, there's unknowns. Nobody thinks about stuff like that.
No, no.
What if we're in a big group and somebody thinks this is some new gang moving in on their turf?
Exactly right.
You know, city
And
life is a little bit different. City life is a little bit different, man. You know, because they've got real gangs, right?
Yeah,
In
yeah.
the city, now this is the funny thing. You know, people are like, "Oh, you're worried about gangs in the city." Well, generally not for individuals. It's
Right,
generally for other gangs.
right, right.
Generally
Other
worried about the random
organizations, yeah.
individual. Uh, I mean, you get your little people in the hood, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
they're harassing people and stuff in their hood. But when you get into the real gangs,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they're just worried about other gangs
Mm-hmm.
because they can get shot. That shit's
That's
real.
right.
You
That's
know,
right.
this ain't this. You know,
They're
yeah,
worried about you encroaching on their
on their turf. Yeah,
money making opportunities. And yeah, man.
it's a real deal.
It's the real deal. That's real life versus this fantasy life that people think is real on crypto. I can't, I'll never, I can't say never, but real life versus crypto, this is a outlet for me. Like, you know, I don't
Well, it
take
should
this
just be a
serious.
savings account, man. You know, it's like nobody. You know, I never imagined in 1,000 years that I'd be spending so much time talking about my savings plan.
Right, right.
Like your 401k or IRA. Yeah, it's
It's true.
401k.
It's
Yeah, I
true.
got a good IRA. It's called Hex, and you know, I don't know what it's doing right now. I don't care because like it
My
hasn't come
savings
out yet. I'm not done yet.
plan.
Right? I mean,
Right.
to a point, it got up to such a high level that it was like
Right.
I didn't feel like doing anything anymore.
Right, right, right.
You know, because I'm like, how am I going to outcompete this?
Right, right.
What am I going to do?
Facts.
I worked 30 years to build my business and my company. I got everything that I wanted. I got my own shop. I got my own studio. Everything I imagined before is here. Now
Right,
what?
right, right,
And how
right,
am I going to
right.
deal with this now? And you know, people are like, oh, well, that's a good problem. Yeah, blah, blah. But dude,
Yeah.
your life performance is outperformed because you clicked a few buttons
Yes.
and
How
you're
about
going,
that?
I'm not ready to accept this yet. And also, I was not in a position to take advantage of that. So that was money that was there and then it was gone.
Yeah.
It was like a score on a screen of a video game and the game shut off.
Yeah, but
You know?
yeah,
Okay,
man.
well, I can't take that out. I couldn't take it out then. I can't take it out now. It's still just riding, but I wasn't planning.
Right.
I wasn't planning for 50 cents in 2 years. Dude, we were
Right.
like, we had to hit 3 cents in 3 years.
Right, right.
That's where we were.
Right. Right.
And we were like, what is going on here? So yeah, there was mania, there was excitement, and yeah, everybody who was able to sell sold.
Yeah.
Why? Because they had more money than they ever saw in a lifetime.
That's
You
right.
know?
That's right.
Everybody had more money than they saw in a lifetime because
I
probably a good
believe it.
percentage of wealth. Everybody had more money. So it was there, it was gone.
I believe it.
Maybe it'll come back. I hope so. I hope it doesn't come back immediately to like $5 in 2 years because then I'll be
Right.
like,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
what am I gonna do now?
The
Because
fear,
I wasn't planning for
the,
that.
the
You know?
FOMO.
I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
can you just
That's a
imagine
good
it?
problem to have. That's a good
But
problem
but
to have, though.
but
But I
you're
know what you mean.
but you're gonna emergency on stake and you're gonna
Right,
cash
right.
out. And
And
then
get
what
wrecked.
happens? What if it goes
Get
up to
wrecked.
$100 and he sold at
Yeah,
5? You're gonna
yeah.
get you know, it's hyperventilating this whole time, you know?
Right, 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 right. It's not
So
healthy.
the only thing you can do
That's not
is
healthy.
set terms you intend to honor and take those you made your bets. Take
Yeah,
those terms as they occur. You know, if you're afraid you're not going to have enough when it's high, well, I guess you better get some more and hold it liquid
that's right. That's right. That's
because
right.
you're not emergency unstaking because you ain't getting nothing back anyway,
That's right.
right?
Unless
It's
it's
like I
half
see
the way
people
through
emergency
or whatever.
unstake at the lows. I'm like, what are you doing? Cashing a bag of bottles and cans in?
Mm.
I mean,
Right.
you know, a million hacks
Yeah.
was $500,000 at the top.
Yeah, man.
People can buy 1,000,000 hacks today.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they're not.
Right.
And the only thing is,
$3,000,
it's unknown.
I think, for around
It's
three.
unknown. Not even, dude. 1,500 on Ethereum.
1,500 on Ethereum for a million hex.
And about
Wow.
$4,500 on the
Pulse.
pull side. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Dude, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. It's
Wow.
I mean, if you do crypto, I don't know how anybody can say they do crypto and not have a million hex.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
something that has a history, and we
Right.
know under certain circumstances it can do what it did.
Mm-hmm.
As to opposed to something else that somebody else is trying out or an experiment that may or may not do anything. When 98% of everything pumps and dumps and dies.
And stays down.
And
Yeah,
stays
guys.
down.
Yep.
And it's no more fair measuring from the top than it is measuring from the absolute bottom, because
that's
we're
right.
up 10,000x or we're down 99%. What is it?
Right.
You're up 1,000% or are you down 99%? Which one is it? Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's from your entry point. You should be measuring from your entry point. And if you want more gains, then you got to reduce your entry point. The only way to catch a bottom is to buy till you get there.
Yeah.
I mean, people say don't catch a falling knife, but again, if you want to catch a bottom, the only way to do that is reduce your dollar cost average, because the difference.
That's right.
You can miss a whole 10x. Well, if we do 100x, but you waited until it was 10x already, then you don't get 100x. You only get a 10x.
Mm-hmm.
It's everybody's choice.
Wonderful. And shout out to the chat, everybody in the chat. I didn't get a chance to really talk to y'all because I was building real dialogue, conversing with Johnny the Man, chaos. Okay. So, but salute to everybody in the chat. Everybody, glad you all came out. Johnny, if y'all don't know who he is, you guys know who he is. You gotta know who he is. You gotta know who he is because he's been around. Salute. Follow him. If you don't follow him, please. And no, you did not dominate the conversation. We had a dialogue. It was great. You didn't dominate the chat, Johnny. You good money. We'll catch y'all on the next one, people. Take care. Be well.